Still tuning in on 89.5 FM. It's time for our first interview for the day on 89.5 FM, the mother of community radio station in Africa. On the line, I am joined by Renshia. Renshia is the founder of GrowBox, and also Renshia in her social development enterprise continues to inspire, create opportunities within disadvantaged communities. Renshia, how are you? I hear there's a lot of noise behind you.
Yes, that is the product or what happens when you have a business on a school property.
Nice.
During intervals, it's quite rowdy.
Don't worry. As long as I can hear you, the background noise is fine. Anyway, thank you very much for having time to speak to us. So you're saying GrowBox 1, it's a basic food nutrition to the people who need it the most.
Yes, most definitely.
How does it work though? And also when was it started? How does it work? And also when was it started, GrowBox?
Oh, well, to explain how it works, I need to tell you the story and then
Please,
we get
I have time. I have time.
It started in 2016, and if you can imagine, unemployed mother with her 4 kids struggling to put food on the table, could not find work, going around from mall to mall with stacks of copies of a CV, and unable to find any work at the time. So what I did was I started a vegetable garden in my backyard. And that was literally our supper. The kids would go outside, harvest what they wanted, and I would chop it up, and that was our supper, because at the time I had no income. And so there was this program, there was this competition called Youth Start in 2016, and at the time I was still classified as youth. So I entered the competition, hoping that I'd use my business idea of a nursery in this competition. And then during that workshops, they kept emphasizing find your niche and find what makes you unique, with the emphasis on social impact, like how can your business impact your community. And then I thought, hey, but our community needs to grow their own food, just like I did. But the problem is that a lot of people don't have spaces. They live in the flats, they live in someone's backyard, and there is no space for them to grow their own food. So that is where I kind of tweaked the nursery idea a bit. And that is where GrowBox was born. So to give you an idea of what we do, like you say, we impact households that need it the most through food security, but we do this through our various impact pillars. The one being the business, which is a wholesale seedling production nursery. We grow the vegetable and the herb seedlings, and we sell them to NGOs, NPOs, or our partners in the food security sector, where they do food gardens. And then we also facilitate food gardening workshops. So we'll partner with corporates, Department of Social Development or City of Cape Town, and then we'll facilitate food gardening workshops to community members so that it gives them the skills to grow their own food at their own homes. And then the third impact pillar being that we manufacture the wooden veggie boxes. These are elevated boxes that allows our clients to grow their own food on a balcony or patio space. So it's just easy, hassle-free, convenient gardens that we supply to our clients. For instance, a herb box or a herb garden, or a salsa garden, or a stir-fry garden. So whatever they need for that meal, being a stir-fry or a salad, will grow in that particular box. And all the clients have to do is maintain it and harvest whatever they need when it's ready. And then the fourth impact pillar being our urban farm. So the urban farm we started during COVID, and this is when we had a whole lot of excess seedlings, and we farmed those to the fresh organic vegetables and we supplied it to our local community during COVID at below retail cost. Because we know a lot of households at the time were not working and they couldn't afford that exuberant cost of the vegetables that the stores were selling. So we sold it at below cost. For instance, cabbages were going for 5 rand each and cauliflowers and so on. And it's turned out so well that now when we do food gardening workshops, we actually give out portions of spaces to the participants of the food gardening workshops, and they in turn do their own farming on that section, and then whatever they grow they get to take home with them.
It seems like now sustainable development and sustainable living is the way to future, especially for us, the youth. Actually in the whole planet. Anyway, if you have just tuned in now, we're speaking to Renshia Manuel all the way from Hanover Park. So now, as you said, the issue with space, when you're having your own, when you're trying to have your own space to have your own garden. What are some of the ways, though, or ideas that you guys managed to use that the listener can also use to grow their own food?
Oh, yes, there's so many ideas. There's a conventional way of gardening in tires, or even you can use old shopping baskets. I've got this little handheld shopping basket that I picked up in the road, one of those woolly baskets. Okay, don't tell who it's. But anyway, I put some soil in, and last season there was tomato plants growing in there. This season there's some dough growing in there. Basically anything. If you have an old laundry basket at home, you can just line it out with some a black bag or some plastic, and you can use that as a basket, you just put in some seeds and you can use that to grow your own food in. There's all kinds of containers out there that you can just reuse, old baths. What else am I thinking of now? Those bread crates or yes, any old crate that you can get that you can transform into a garden. Even 25-liter drums. If you have an old drum with a hole in, use that old drum with a hole in. Add additional holes at the bottom for the drainage, and you can convert that into a garden.
And also it needs patience, right?
Oh, yes. Food gardening is a slow process, but, I suppose that's our challenge. We need to get people to go back to the old ways of doing things and not concentrate on the fast food anymore, because the slow food is the way to go.
Yeah, especially fast food. If you eat too much of that, sometimes it can do something on your health,
Oh, yes. It's got long-term consequences on your health.
So now, obviously, with, when you grew up in a I'd say Cape Flats community, there's always that stigma of saying that, in Cape Flats, maybe the youth is not that active, or we end up doing crime. So how has it been like, from Hanover Park, and also being a young person as you are, making sure that you're doing change in your community? Is it been easy, or is the community supportive with the initiative like this one of GrowBox?
Yes, initially it was a bit hard, but we're getting there. We're gaining more and more support each month. I suppose the more community engagements we do, the more programs we offer, the word gets out, and the more the community is supporting us, and people's kind of helping keep an eye on things. And yeah, it's a slow process. Agriculture is not popular on the Cape Flats, especially to the youth. If you go to Johannesburg, there's a lot of youth that have farms. They're farming on big scale, commercial farming. But here on the Cape Flats, it's seen as an old people activity. It's for the grannies and the old uncles and the aunties. So, yeah, I think not only from myself, but other organizations also, that the more we get the youth involved in this, and the more we make it, fashionable, the more the youth will get involved with it. And also, if we can, agriculture nowadays is getting so tech savvy. So I think if we bring the tech aspect into farming, like the hydroponics and the aquaponics and, the drone farming and all that, then I think they will also be more interested in it. But we need to get them back to basics and make it more fashionable again, especially within our areas.
I feel like also Bush Radio, we're doing our part though, because we have every Wednesday, we have a show, which is called Community Farmers Radio Show, where they talk more in details of what you're talking. I would love you to be the guest on that show, to talk more on that one. So now, obviously, the way forward, what's the next step for GrowBox?
GrowBox, we are hoping to build the social enterprise to be available, regionally, nationally. But we're getting there slowly but surely, But I think we need to continue to do our community projects, continue to do community engagements, reach out to our neighboring communities, Philippi, Langa, Gooks, and so on. I think that's more important. And then once we've kind of conquered our local network, then we can go nationally.
And then for somebody who's listening now, would love to start their own garden, first step.
Start with what you have. Like I say, use everyday containers, use those old crates. If you need to source seeds from your neighbor, just start off small. I started off small, and you can start off small too. Nothing is impossible. There's lots of rainwater coming now from the rains. I don't know if it's this weekend, but collect the rainwater. There's often a community seed swapping organization near you. If you don't have, go to those events, find some seeds, swap seeds. I know of a great group of people or a network of groups that, they like teaching each other. They like engaging, or talking about soil nutrition and seeds and what to plant in what season. So, look out for those groups and engage and learn and, experiment. Not all of us know exactly what we're doing. Gardening is about, trial and error. And if it flops the first time, do it again and it will grow the second time around. And that's how we learn. Just like any other activity in life, when you don't run first, you crawl first. So, don't say that you don't have green fingers. We all have that ability. It's just how often you use it. And, and when you use that ability often, then you get to conquer it. And that's how gardening is. Just enjoy it. And get the kids involved. Kids, they need to learn where their food comes from. That's the thing about working with schools. I've realized that a lot of the children don't know how the tomatoes are growing. They don't know how cauliflower grows or the onions. They just think that the vegetable comes from ShopRite. So get them, involved. Get them growing. Let them get their hands dirty. And the more our kids are involved in this, and so I think it will affect the next generation as well. Because, we can't depend on the stores anymore. Life is getting so expensive. We need to go back to our roots and grow our own food.
Hey, talking about expensive, eh? Yeah. Anyway, if you have just joined us now, it's been to Renshia Manuel all the way from Hanover Park, where she has her own foundation, or should I say business, which is called a GrowBox, where she teaches young people on how to grow their own food. We've been highlighting glitz and glams and beautiful things. What are some of the difficulties that GrowBox is going through? I know probably funding is one of them.
Yes, funding is a big issue. Also, not recently, but last year we had a fire on our vehicle's engine, and we were unable to do deliveries for a couple of months. And right now we have a crowdfunding campaign running because the mechanics told us, actually the Isuzu workshop told us that we need at least 60K to get back onto the road again. So that's why we have a crowdfunding campaign 60K. To help us raise that 60K to get back onto the road again.
please, how can they do it? The listeners listening now who want to help you. How can they do it? And also, if you touch on, the counselor, or maybe there's certain monies that they can be involved, with communities. There's certain ways to be helped.
Yeah. No, we often reach out to the councillors. We reach out to City of Cape Town and so on, for community engagement projects, for workshops and so on. But we'll keep doing it. And for the listeners out there who wants to support our crowdfunding campaign or, any other questions or so on, you can find details on our Facebook page, which is at GrowBox Nursery, one word, or Instagram at GrowBox_nursery. And there's all the details of our crowdfunding campaign, which is currently on Thunderfund, and it's live until the 15th of August.
Is social media effective, though? Because I know that everything nowadays is digital. If you want to reach out to people, you use all these platforms. And for GrowBox, is it effective?
So far, it's been very effective. I think that's how you got my details on social media.
True.
But yeah, it's so far it's been effective. But yeah, around here, on the Cape Flats, it's mostly the in-person, the workshops and things, the community participation that works. But yeah, for crowdfunding, the social media platform is the way to go.
Any upcoming events that you guys will be having regarding GrowBox, and also some of the achievement that you guys pride yourself with?
Events this weekend, we have a food gardening workshop. It's part of a 6-month program, and we have one every Saturday. Not every Saturday, sorry, one Saturday per month. So this month, the workshop is this Saturday. So if the listeners are listening, they're welcome to join us. It's from 9 a.m. Sorry, I'm just getting an echo of myself.
No, I can hear you properly.
Oh, okay. So it's just me. So 9 a.m. we're starting, and we will be busy until about 12 noon. And one of our achievements was winning the Fair Lady Woman of the Future Award in 2019. Yeah.
Wow.
In the social entrepreneur category.
And the workshop, where is it going to be?
It's at our nursery on the premises of Mount View High School in Hanover Park.
Oh, okay. Because, at Mount View High School in Hanover Park.
Correct.
And the number? Are you expecting a lot of people?
We usually have about 30 to 40 people at our workshop, but we still have place for more.
Renshia, with time, time is jealous. Before I let you go, again, if people want to get a hold of you, want to read more regarding GrowBox, how can they do it?
Okay, our social media links on Facebook, it's at GrowBox Nursery, one word, and on Instagram, it's at GrowBox_nursery. Or you can WhatsApp me on the GrowBox WhatsApp number 076 303 3205.
076 303 3205.
Yes.
Any last words for our listener? Maybe, I know that you've been, I don't know if this is the right word to use. You've been a hustler. You've been pushing hard, man. And any words of encouragement for the listeners listening now who also have the same energy as you are now?
I just say keep doing what you're doing. As long as there's passion and there's drive, there's nothing that can stop you, and don't let the naysayers tell you anything else. Don't let people stand in your way, and just do what you love, and the world is your oyster. That's all I can say.
I'm not going to add any further. Renshia, thank you very much. Renshia Manuel, all the way from Hanover Park. Shout out to Hanover Park, though, for beautiful initiative the community is doing like this one.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Renshia.
Goodbye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Nice, man. That was Renshia. She's busy, by the way, but she made sure that she have time to speak to us. Team Tudor. John Wick featuring Seth Thrill and the musical chef, taking us straight to the news at 11.